We are not financial advisors, so whatever we said is obviously a joke despite my serious expression. Please do not take it seriously. And if you do, please don't at us. We will ignore your text. Hi, guys, welcome back to Moment of Silence Pod. I'm Sakshi Shivdasani,
And I am Naina Bhan.
and today we are finance bros.
Oh my gosh.
Finance dude bros. I'm gonna tell you how to double your money in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I just want to hit as many synonyms for two women making money. So I'm going to start it off with tax paying Tatianas.
Ooh. Money making MILFs.
Basically, we're talking about money in this episode. The financial year is coming to an
An
end.
end.
And that is us rising as phoenix from the ashes of our GST filings.
And our top contact right now is our CA, who is absolutely not happy with anything he sees. Yeah, but we're working on it a little bit, day by day, piece by piece. So let's get into
the
it.
video.
So, do you remember your first paycheck?
Yes, I do remember my first paycheck when I was a little girl of 6 to 7 years of age. I
Ooh.
was contracted to be a voiceover artist.
Damn,
Yes,
I
and
didn't know that. For what?
I think it was like, it was for a bank.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yeah, and I tried a couple of different, 2, 3 voiceover stints that have just come to my mind as you asked
Huh.
me this question. But I think I made like 5,000 rupees.
That's not bad for
Yeah.
a 6 year
Back in
old
the
dude.
80s. Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
I was 16 and I was hired by Maybelline actually to do this, like just talk about their products, and they paid me 15,000, which was my first paycheck. And I thought onwards and upwards from here, if I've made 15,000 rupees in one day, I'm going to make a lot of money. Cut to me being 22, signing a 2.5 lakh per annum package. But yeah, a girl can dream. It was actually very fun because I was obviously still living at home. I was 16, and anytime I wanted to go out for an Avicii concert or something, I would tell my mom, just give me my 15,000 that I've earned, and like multiple times. I've eroded that 15,000, and my mom was like, calm down, babe. Yeah.
Okay, that was a promising start. I'm the kid that when I heard of the commerce stream, like when I even used to pass by the commerce classes, I used to cry. Like money, numbers, like they don't make any sense to me. I don't know. I can't understand economics. I don't know anything. I'm a vibes girl. And my vibes took me all the way to like humanities and then studying some of the most useless subjects beyond that, bachelor's in history that's really coming to use,
Yeah,
and my filmmaking degree, which also one can
that's
argue,
coming to use
yeah,
for
okay, which it is
sure.
coming,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, it was a very like घुमा फिरा के point पे आने का type of
Dude,
process.
so I studied financial markets actually because it was the only course that wasn't full when I applied for my college, my bachelor. So I did a bachelor's in financial markets, and the first year I got a 2 on 80 in statistics because I just didn't understand it. And then, like, for the life of me, like, I've studied all of this and I'm like a proper product of ICSC, so I can rote learn anything. So I still don't know like commodities, debt, blah, blah, blah. I did my certificate in financial planning, which was a 6 exam course. And it was like taxes, retirement planning, estate planning, all of that. And I passed and I got like a A or an O, but I don't remember anything.
Ew. That's my only contribution to this. So my call set is becoming tighter as you use finance business terms.
You're getting stressed.
I'm getting stressed. I'm the kind of person who loves like the jobs that don't pay me are the ones I love to do the most. And the minute you start paying me, my heart starts falling out of the project.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I literally sell like water to a beach if I get paid for it. like,
What would be your pitch?
like you guys need it.
I'm very new to it, but don't mistake my callousness and my casual like emotion as like me not knowing how to get around shit. Like I have always been a hustler. I am a jugadu, like through and through. I love jugad, and I'm a solution finding um extraordinaire. So I remember when I first started working, I was like, okay, I don't have a STEM degree. I don't have like an MBA. How can I still make the same amount of money? And then I realized that the only way to do that was if I had like three, four jobs at the same time. So
Ooh,
at any given point of time in my life, I've always had at least two jobs. Yeah.
damn.
So when I started working in a production house in Delhi, and it was a small production house. I really loved the work, but again, because it was a small production house, they couldn't really pay me very well. So at that point in time, I was like, hey, some guy told me I was hot. Why don't I become a model?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, so I started modeling. So Monday to Friday, I would go to work at the production house, and Saturday, Sunday, I'd be shooting. And I ended up making a very, very decent amount of money. And I just kept like building up from there. So now, also, even when I come into like being an actor, I know that only acting can't cut it. So I'm a podcaster, I'm an intimacy coordinator, I'm a filmmaker, I'm anything that you want me to be. Yeah.
That's actually really cool because like I never thought about that as like a viable option because I think for me it's like I don't enjoy working. I feel like we all know that by now. So I like the best thing for me is to find a low effort decently paying career, and then I still have time to pursue other hobbies and I don't monetize those hobbies. Like I don't show them, I don't do anything of that sort. But it's I can't relax or enjoy while I'm working. So I can't even imagine working for 7 days a week. Like for me it's like I need to, if I have to work that day is gone for me. So I'm literally just living for my rest days or for my vacations. But I'm okay with that. Like I feel like I like to keep money that I earn for my hobbies, and that's it. Like it's money in, money out, and whatever my dad forces me to invest is also money out, according to me, because he doesn't let me touch it. But that's bringing it to savings, actually.
I feel like now with content creation and stuff, because the mode of making money has kind of been perceived as, oh, I can make like a lot of money very fast, that I find it very difficult when I see like younger people in the office, like in my last office also, or if I go to like a talent management agency and I'm a young person working on an account and that person is making like lakhs of rupees
For 30
for
second
swatching a
reel, yeah.
lipstick, then I would get a weird like sense of like, what am I doing? And then I would also start content creating or trying to find a faster way to make money.
Yeah, but I feel like, okay, the thing with that is, and a lot of content creators are like, oh, when you do a 9 to 5, you can't make as much as I make in one reel. While that is true, I do think that there are phases in content creation. Like today you're relevant, tomorrow you may not be. There's a longevity that I don't think is there in content creation. So I think we just need to earn a lot of money fast and then.
No, actually, that's the thing. Like, you don't know where it's going, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
still the first few decades of like Instagram related, like money making and things like that. I feel like, and as I grow older intuitively, I don't know if this is a hot take or what take, but I do think that like age will become a huge factor. Like, everyone right now, most people that are making money are in their 20s. They're being able to live like these really like um
lavish.
lavish lives where Yeah, I can spend money on like a yachting holiday because I don't have a kid and I don't have a
Yeah.
home to take care of and I don't have any responsibilities. But as you do grow older, I feel like the opportunities become smaller. You have to start figuring out how to pivot into something else, which is why a lot of content creators are suddenly either they're opening their own businesses or they're like becoming consultants or
Yeah.
something.
So the thing is with content creation is the only thing I can speak for is your marketing budget if you're a content creator goes down because you can sell your own product. So I think it's good to have like a front facing job. Like a lot of content creators have done it. If you think of Indie Wild or like a
Yeah.
Jisoo or something, they've all done this, and it helps in the sense that in any business, the biggest cost you do in acquiring customers. Now, if I have a page of 400,000 people, I'm hitting those eyes every day through my page, and that reduces the cost of my marketing. So, I do think that if I work in my 20s and get like a following, if I want to start a business in that, I'll be able to pivot easier than a lot of people that don't have those eyes, because like we know influencers in their 20s charge a lot of money. So if you can be your own influencer, it definitely helps when you want to sell your like product. We're just glorified salespeople.
Yeah, actually, that's how I started modeling because, I went to like a couple of different agencies, got rejected, and I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to take pictures of myself and put them up on the internet. And this is like in the early days of Instagram. Now everyone does it. So I'm
Yeah.
not doing anything unique. But I have to say that
Pioneer.
yeah, I was one of the pioneers of making a brand out of yourself and putting it out there. And dude, it was amazing because I think at that same time that whole natural beauty trend was coming through. So I was the real girl model.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, we want somebody who looks more attainable. So, why don't you come and be in this campaign? And then as a result, I became the most aspirationally attainable face in India.
Girl next door.
Yeah, because they'd be like, whenever I was wearing a lehenga or something at a shoot, they'd be like, you look like the daughter the mother could buy a lehenga for. So people can visualize you like that. You are everyone's daughter. You are everyone's sister. That's why we like to put lehengas and saris on.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's such a backhanded
I'm
way.
like, hey, dude, I ain't complaining. Just put the money in my account and call me an Uber.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like we do take a lot of shit also to make get that bag. Like if I'm getting paid at the end of 12 hours for those 12 hours, I'll suck it up. Like
Yeah.
whatever, like not abuse, whatever annoyances I have at the end of the day when the money hits my bank account, it's sub maaf.
Dude, the thing is, I know a lot of people argue, and it's not even argue, it's a fact that you do make a lot more money when you're in front of the camera. If you're like, say, like for 12 hours of modeling, I would make more money per day than I would make like at a per day in a
Yeah.
job, right? But man, those 12 hours are so painful. Like, there have been so many difficult shoots that I've done in my life where I'm like, just keep the money. Like, I want to go home, please. I don't want to be here. Like, in 47-degree heat in
Dude.
Rajasthan to be in a desert in lehengas.
Lehenga.
And they've got like a printout book, okay, of all of Sabyasachi's campaigns. And the designers coming and placing your fingers cut to cut copy of what that campaign is. And you're like, what the fuck is happening? And you're
Wow.
sweating. Like if I turned around, the lehenga was wet from the back.
Well, lucky for you, the Sabyasachi campaign didn't have anyone's back.
So yeah, it is painful either way. The weird thing is, as I've told you, I'm a vibes girly.
Yeah.
Like instinctually, I know that I'm saving okay.
Like, I think 10 to 12% on your money is a good, non risky option. Your money is making money at least more than inflation and a bit more.
See, Sakshi, you are actually like 20 steps ahead of me because I've only just begun doing all of these things. Like, I have a guy friend from school, okay? he has held my hand and he's like, I'm going to make you invest in stocks. You have to. You don't understand. You have to. And for the first 2 years, I couldn't do it because I just was too lazy to link my KYC to my
Dude,
number.
I
And
get
then
it.
I finally, this year, I was like, yeah, I'm a big girl now. I'm going to invest in stocks. And the fucking mid cap whole like crash happened. And now I've lost like all that money.
But hold it.
Yeah, I'm holding it,
Buy
but it
more.
sucks.
Buy more when it's low.
I know, I know.
Yeah. Like the thing is, I say this as a joke all the time, but like in the long run, the stock market does go up. Now, again, I have a background in financial markets, so I know all this, and I have a dad who's on my butt
Yeah.
making me invest. In fact, I was surprised, like, a lot of people hold money in their savings and current account. At any given point, apart from the day before rent, I don't have more than 1 lakh rupees in my savings account.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm that idiot who keeps the money. I don't know why. I just hold on. I feel like tomorrow my house is gonna burn down. Touch wood. But like I feel
Jesus.
like I need the money.
Fair, but I don't know. I feel like there is something to like, it's an unfortunate thing if you have to pull out when the market is low, but for the most part, keeping your savings in a savings account is making you lose money.
Yeah.
So honestly, I feel like you have to diversify, like in gold and all of that. So
Hmm.
gold doesn't lose that much value at any given point, especially in India. So, you know how on Dhanteras during Diwali, a lot of people buy gold? I sell gold on Dhanteras because it's the most expensive then.
What a
So I
Sindhi
make
gangster
money.
move.
Yeah, but I like the thing is, it's an emotional thing, right? Like, it's supposed to be auspicious. But what's more auspicious than having the money in your hand, bro? And then when the market is back to normal, you buy more gold and then you do it the next year.
This is so above like my this is above what I'm right now. I'm just like last year I got 2 fixed deposits. I put some money in stocks. I'm just there. I haven't reached
No, that's
like
fair, but I feel like if I hadn't studied it, I wouldn't know any of this. So
yeah.
I fully get it. But do you know like how much of your income you save? How much do you spend on rent?
If I feel like if I break it down on an Excel sheet,
Yeah.
I'll get depressed. So
Fair.
again, in like I roughly know where everything is going. I'm not like a crazy spender or something. I save a lot again. Like I just don't like know how to make money on
On your
my money.
money.
But I think that need first came about when I moved out of
Hmm.
my house to not even in Delhi, just to Bombay because only here did I understand the need for like these future investments. Like I never thought I'd be the girl who would be like, oh, I need to figure out how to buy a house, I need to figure out how to do all these things. And now sitting here, like I'm like, okay, shit, like on how and on all the housing reels, like checking
Oh,
what's in my budget and none is
nothing.
in my budget.
It's like half a bedroom in like out of town from Mumbai, but technically considered Mumbai. May you can afford.
So I want to talk about, like how some part of the money you make needs to go into personal investment. And I mean this in a more like in a very abstracted way. So for example, right now, I feel like this podcast is an investment.
Yeah.
Are we seeing returns? No, but it's the market is low, I would argue, and it will pick up at some point of time and we
Right.
will see returns. If you're in front of the camera, like spending a lot of money on your health and your fitness is an investment, but then your body is a depreciating asset. So is it really an investment? Botox, filler, etc., is an investment, but what if it's botched and then you can only play a certain type of role? Then it's a disinvestment. So I'm just like thinking about all these different things that you might need.
I don't know the exact statistic, but apparently women are more hireable the more attractive they are. And this is like a study that's done. It's very unfortunate because, see, no one's paying you to go to the gym every day. And it sucks that, like, you putting on makeup every day is like, you not putting up makeup every day is hurting your
job
Bang. Yeah,
prospect. It
job
is.
prospect.
For anybody who says that it isn't, okay, every time I've shown up to work without makeup, somebody has asked me if I'm ill.
Yeah.
And I should say that I'm ill and take the paid leave and go home.
Yeah.
But I don't because I'm a
I get
noble
so
woman.
offended, but
Yeah.
like it honestly sucks. Dude, I was doing this thing. Every time my hair is curly on my Instagram, the likes are lesser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like
crazy.
I know if my hair is straight and I've put makeup, the reel is going to be much better. Earlier I used to not put makeup or do my hair. You guys know this, but now sometimes I'll be like, let me trick the algo and it always does better.
Dude, I was at a workplace and at my 3 month review, my boss sat me down and they were like, yeah, you need to dress very formally and a lot better if we're going out to meet clients because the way you are dressed right now is not going to be well received. I personally don't think that this is how we should go out and meet clients. And why? Because I'm wearing jeans and like sandals and a normal top for a design job.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, so like no, actually you need to look like you're stepping out of a Maserati, nothing less.
On your 5,000 rupee
Yeah,
salary.
yeah.
Dude, I don't know if I've spoken about this before, but my first job was like in a sales finance position. And I was 21 years old. I was again modeling on the side. And I used to like, I used to buy Shein workwear and I thought I used to put it together every day. I had that fucking chemically straightened hair. I peaked when I was 21. So basically, I don't know how it started because there were women that were more qualified than me, had an MBA, but this one guy would only take me for client meetings. He would make me sit next to him and just do this fucking like showgirl shit where like we were selling fucking EB5 visas. It was such an unsexy product. I wasn't required for it. And but I would like be like, okay, experience. So I would go and show these old men these brochures. And then one day after the meeting, he said, hey, listen, it's best if you don't talk during these meetings and please wear heels next time. I was
Ouch.
like,
I'm not even surprised.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, you're not surprised because you've seen it so much, right?
Yeah.
Like 21-year-old Sakshi was like, I am just object.
Yeah. No, because there is that hidden investment that you make as a woman, right? There's an investment of time because you have to wake up earlier in the morning to get dressed. There's an investment in literal grooming products.
Dude.
There's an investment in the clothes you wear, in your safety if you have to come back home from office, go to office without having somebody like jump out of the bushes. And like, there's just so much happening
Yeah.
that no one ever really addresses or gives you a rebate for.
Yeah, it's like a hidden cost, but then you also feel like, what am I doing? But I need to do this. Like, no one's paying me to go to the gym, no one's
Yeah.
paying me to get my hair straightened. But that is unfortunately improving my job prospects,
Yeah.
right? So it sucks, but like to buy that bag, I need to play the game.
Took a little bit of a break because I got hungry and a child was violently crying in the other house.
I think children are a gift.
I think a depreciating gift for sure. I want to talk about like my relationship with money because
Yeah.
again, like I can't clearly. We're going to sit with Sakshi and ask her for like concentrated financial advice. I can only give you emotional advice.
I think that's what they want. I don't think they want these hacks. I'm not finance with Sharan.
So growing up, I feel like my parents, like any good parents, have been very protective and wanted to always like give me a better life than they had, protect me from the ideas of life stresses in the house. And even when there were like financial stresses, I think they did a good job of keeping us away from like what the nitty gritties were.
Yeah.
So as a result, I feel like I've always been afraid of money in that way. Like it's always this gray cloud that's above my head.
Yeah.
And I'm always afraid that I'm going to run out, which is why I go out of my way to like make as much as I can.
Fair enough.
And
Yeah.
also, I've been raised with the feeling that I will have to provide everything for myself. So even in a relationship, I never allow myself to depend on my partner. And that's something that I have been working on, because I think it's important for me to be able to, again, like trust fall onto someone. Like, I never in my life could trust fall. In those camping
No?
activities, I could
Oh,
never do it. I don't think I could ever do it with a partner either. It's just like there's one level at which, at a very core feel like place in my body, that I know that I have to depend on myself. And that's why whenever somebody gives me financial advice, I just can't activate it, because I don't know how to do it. Like, I know
makes
what it's
sense.
about, but I don't know how to
And
get myself
you're
to do
not
it.
used to taking help for it also.
Yeah.
No, that's
But
rough.
sell gold. I've learned sell gold during Dhanteras.
Don't quote me on that. But so actually, when you're talking, it reminds me a lot of my dad because maybe you'll have a daughter that sells gold on Dhanteras. Because my dad also was the type that's like he feels that everyone's thing is on his shoulder. He cannot accept help for money. I will say, to his credit, he's a very, very disciplined man financially. Nothing will shake his discipline, and that is why he's been able to like work up to where he is in spite of like medical things and like whatever life hit at him. He was focused on his goal. So I've seen him like do the 9 to 5 from an early age to now he's retired, and at retirement he's like studying law because that's what he wanted to do, but in his 20s he needed to provide for his family, whether it's his parents or his children or his wife, like so I see that in him. But for me, the thing is that I'm so scared that I will not have money tomorrow, because the way my dad, as you know, my dad's the kind of guy, when he gets a promotion, he gets stressed because he'll have to pay more tax. He's like, and more money, more problems.
The literal definition.
Yeah. So, in my sense, I was like, Papa, you have money, you're just being cheap, you're just being cheap. But I feel like that's the financial discipline I need to have. So, like in the first year of me making money, I was like very khulla hat. I was like, no more like monitoring my finances. But now, Samne se, I've been calling my dad and being like, Chal, invest for me. Like, and now he's gotten to the point where I needed to buy my ticket to go to London in June. He called me and he said, please let me invest your money. I'll pay for the ticket. And I was like,
Calm down, Dad.
but okay.
Yeah. That's so amazing. Like, as you're talking about it, I'm like, I can see all of my financial habits, or just my, again, like the way that I approach my life is so close to how my parents are. Like, both my parents are super inventive and super hustlery. My mom studied economics, then
Oh,
she went directly into advertising.
oh
And now she
damn.
works with craft. And my dad studied merchant navy. And then once he retired from the merchant navy, he ha- has been a designer, he's been a journalist, he's been an economist,
Oh,
he's been everything. Like, every year my dad had a new passion. And so for me, while they maybe not have taught me the details of how to invest my money, they've inculcated like this sense of, like, you are as rich as your mind
that's
and
awesome.
possibilities.
Yeah.
Like, they've taught me how to be like harvest opportunities well, and it's really helped, because now, even coming to like Bombay and doing the whole like actor route, now I have no one's hand over my head, but I refuse to do the struggling journey. Thanks. So I feel like over the last year, I really tried my best to navigate and figure out, okay, what are the different entities that I can set up for myself.
Yeah.
And like this only, very khulla hat last year, because there was money coming in, but I was like, I need to put that money back into the business of
Right.
me, the
Yeah.
brand, because otherwise I won't be able to level up.
Zendaya said this actually. Like,
Am I
yeah.
like Zendaya?
She said that she would invest a lot in her stylist and she would go to red carpet events and she would be seen as like a fashionable girl, and that's how she worked her way up. So there
Yeah.
is something to investing in yourself that gets you noticed. So But like, I mean, I feel like I really like the we'll make our passion into our career approach that your parents and you have
Yeah.
actually. I never had that growing up in the sense that we're not a very entrepreneurial family. We're very hire us. We're very honest people. We do the job well. But I always aspired to be someone that could turn my passion into my work. And it's very cool to see people like, like going like, oh, this is my passion and I'll do this now, and trust me, where your heart is, you'll get
Yeah.
the money.
The only thing now is that I'm super like disenchanted with like the idea of what comes with fame and things like that. So I'm like, oh, maybe I just want to live in a commune in Goa, and my sister's like
No, you don't.
desperately calling my mother, being like, ये साधु बन गई है, इसको वापस लाओ, उसको बोलो, उसको event पे जाना है. Why is she doing this? I'm hedging all my bets on her.
Dude, for real. Like, I feel like we all have that one friend in the friend group that we're like, bus
ये
tu
हमारा
kar le."
घोड़ा है, तू आगे बढ़.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take a back seat for
Yeah.
a bit.
But listen, my biggest hack in all of this, and I think we both kind of come from the same place. Again, we're no one to give like financial or business or corporate
I'm finance with
advice.
Sharan She.
But there is, and even more today, like so much merit in investing in yourself as a brand.
Yeah, as hacky as that sounds, we're aware.
No, like in a world where like a lawyer can also become a law content creator on the side,
Ooh.
and like CEOs are talking, giving like TED talks and doing panel discussions and things like that. Your job profile can go as lateral and as horizontal as you want it to be, especially with the internet around.
I would disagree a
Really?
bit. Yeah.
Why?
I think I feel like I get that content creation is lucrative and all, but being on camera is such a, like, you either love it or you hate it. Putting yourself out there is not for everyone. So, I see diet Sabya stories, and there are a lot of rich people that are not content creators and they're just working up in their field, and they're doing this like wealthy but not famous thing. But for me, if you ask me, would you rather be rich or famous, I would say both. Right?
Yeah.
So investing in the brand of me is associated with me wanting to be a known face. But investing in your career, I feel like like my brothers, for example, they do these jumps in like opportunities every 2 years in a way that I, as someone that's not done a 9 to 5, have never seen. Like, my brother went from being like a executive in Canada to being like the assistant business head in Singapore, and then he was told if he wants to be the country head, he has to start from a smaller country. So now he just moved to Philippines. So I feel like you have to give up. Like, now he's given up a stable like home. Like, buying a home is not a priority for him, for himself, and he's living in Manila right now, but he's happy, like he's doing his thing. And that's an investment into your job rather than yourself. Like, he's doing a very boring job, but he enjoys it. And it's not changing the world. No one knows what he does. People do know the product. I'm not going to say it because he doesn't like attention. He doesn't like being on camera. But yeah, so he invested in this cause, and now he's living his best life. But he per se, apart from the 1 2 stories that y'all thirst for, which please stop, is anonymous.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, either invest in like upskilling yourself or like not just yourself.
Yeah. Like my mom, when I was in high school, for no reason other than just for like fulfillment, ended up like going and studying humanitarian law.
Ooh.
That doesn't do anything with it,
But
but
it's
it's just like
fun.
it's good to keep upskilling and learning.
Yeah.
In my books, like I feel like, okay, if I ask you if I'm investing in myself, if you're investing in yourself, what are you investing to achieve?
Right.
What are you investing to
Oh,
achieve?
you're asking me what am I investing to achieve?
Huh.
Uh,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm investing to achieve right now
Yeah.
to be the best podcaster in the country.
But like in life.
In life, I just want to be like fit, carefree, and be able to afford like a pollution free home.
Hmm. And fame has nothing, or like being a
No,
known face is not something that you think about when you're doing it.
not anymore. I don't know
Hmm.
when that changed for me, but if you know me now, I'm a hermit. I canned Lakme Fashion Week. I canned a bunch of events in the last week because I feel like I saw that side. I was like being an influencer for 3 years. I still am. What the fuck? I have 3 friends,
Hmm.
you included, which we made in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's you, Alia, Karima, and those are the only people I talk to apart from like yo, let's collab.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing the events, and the networking for me wasn't getting me anywhere. Like, I always say Soho House membership for networking. You're just networking with other strugglers. No one is getting anywhere in that networking. We're just going to fucking Bastion at the top for dinner.
Patting each other's backs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more interested these days in making a relationship with my audience.
Hmm. Yeah, so I kind of agree. I think it's like as you're moving along in your life, it's so important to see what bits of yourself you want to take along the journey. For some people, it might be like, I want a family, I want my partner. For some people, it might be like, I want to be alone and I want the money, fuck everything else.
Yeah.
And all of it is okay. And with that comes that you will get what's yours when it's your time. Some people get it faster, some people get it later, and it's just about consistency. Like you don't want to be the person who fucking did first ball pe chhakka mara uske baad you're
Yeah,
like
sitting at
out
home.
out
Yeah.
out out. Yeah, it's like your life is like a ongoing thing till the day, like 40 years at least now I have on this
Right,
planet.
yeah.
Like 40 years I need to figure out how to sustain.
And I feel like the mentality of अगर आज नहीं है तो कल नहीं होगा is like you don't have that mentality. Naina is very like, oh, today I don't have it, but tomorrow I will have it, and everyone y'all fucking see. And I love that. For me, till I didn't like become a content creator, I was so like, to date, like if we go to Geo World Plaza sometimes, and even if I can't afford anything, like for me, if I can't afford anything there, I don't enter the store because I'm like, oh fuck, my bank balance is written on my forehead. But for you or for Suvrat or someone, they'll walk in like they own the store, and I want that, like, I want that belief in myself, And again, this is such a niche thing, and I don't think that success is equated to buying fucking Louis Vuitton monogram sunglasses. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, even if you don't think your life is where you wanted it to be today, everyone has their own timeline. So just relax.
Yeah. Let's talk about sacrifices. The sacrifices we make for our jobs and for money and other things.
What sacrifices do you make?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I made the sacrifice of having, specifically for this life and for the speed at which I'm trying to achieve my goals, sacrifice of having a traditional like relationship,
Oh, yeah.
sacrifice of marriage,
Right.
sacrifice of I don't know when I'm going to have a kid and I hope that it happens, but I still haven't bought the Zara jeans I wanted. So how will I even remember to make
That's
room
true.
for a kid? That the sacrifice
Also,
of all
the
those things.
sacrifice of not knowing when you're going to get your next paycheck.
Yes.
Like, being a freelancer is so iffy because sometimes it's like 3 months and you haven't gotten a paycheck, and money's coming, but it's not come. So it's like, at least, like, when you're doing a salaried job, you're doing like, you on first you get your paycheck, but now tomorrow if I don't work for 2 weeks, in 1 month I'm not gonna get any money. So every day off feels like gaya.
Every day off feels like a ghata because
Yeah.
especially now, even with the podcast, like if I don't make money independently and you don't make money independently, we can't bring you episodes every week. It just
Yeah,
isn't
it's just not gonna
possible.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we've spoken a lot about, like, for context, Nena has been working for 10 years now. I've been working for 7, 8 years now. So we're well into work. Like, I know you became an actor recently, and I, like, मेरा तो छोड़ ही दो तुम लोग. But what I do want to talk about for like a little bit is starting out in your career. You're fresh out of college, and you're doing an internship. It's you're getting paid in like literal peanuts they're throwing at you.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about how it's sucks that that's the norm.
See, I come from the millennial generation, and I think internships are very important. And I think even like tasting what exploitation is like in your internship is very important, because life is like that. Work going forward, it's not going to be like people are just going to hand you something, and at 5 o'clock, they'll be like, you can go now. We'll never text you again. Don't worry. We'll wait for you to come into work late the next day. Have your chai, then we'll tell you.
And what's the problem?
That's not how the world works.
Okay, look me in the eye and tell me honestly, when you were doing a 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
were you actually working from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. non-stop?
Of course not.
Right, so it's okay if I come in at 11, it's okay if I leave at 3, as long as the work is getting done. Shut up.
I'll tell you when it's important.
Yeah.
If you develop the habit of being a good intern, then as you grow up and as you go through the corporate ladder, and when you start delegating, like, you know the term that shit flows downstream?
Yeah.
If you're the person who comes in at 11, none of your people who work with you or work for you will come before that.
Well,
Or will faff for the first 3 hours. So that's a L on your costs
right, but I'm
and your
saying,
productivity.
if I as an entrepreneur am not paying my interns, why should they be as interested in building my empire?
Because it's literally job experience. Where if you have a CV that says participated in music competition and won third prize and 20 such things, then you should be working for exposure for a few months at least, until you can put on your CV that
Fuck off.
interned for 3 months at XYZ place.
At least a stipend, like, you know.
Of course, a stipend, yeah. But the question you're asking is, should you, why should I be interested in building your empire? If you don't know how to build in a community, you're never going to be able to build by yourself. Even if tomorrow you become a content creator, one day you're going to hire a DOP, one day you're going to hire a manager. Why would they work for you? You're not their empire.
But if I don't pay them, I should not expect them to work. Like, if I pay them, like, what I'm saying is, Bombay rent is exorbitantly
Yeah.
high. You should at least pay your interns travel, rent, food expenses. Their parents should not have to subsidize their income. Like,
Most people don't pay that in an opening salary.
yeah, and I'm
so
like,
internship to uske niche hi
exactly.
aayega.
So
Yeah.
then, why should I care about your empire? You know, if I'm fucking struggling, I have to walk 2 hours every day to come to work.
Okay.
मुझे
Let me
नहीं है
put my-
इंटरेस्ट
let me
तुम्हारे
put my
पॉडकास्ट में
party
मुझे
roll down.
नहीं.
So, today, you and I are technically non-salaried employees of Moment of Silence.
Yeah.
Right? Are you saying that you're not going to take this hit on your bank balance and sit here to cultivate something?
But I'm building my own thing, na,
Okay,
Baba.
I'm saying opportunity, right? You're pining for opportunity. Sometimes you'll do something for exposure because you know the eyeballs on that project will get you 10 more projects that pay you. Teach a
Yeah.
man how to fish.
How many exposure projects have you done? and
बहुत
how mu-
किए हैं.
and
Every 3
तुमको
years.
मिला exposure?
Of course, मैं इधर बैठी हूँ तुम्हारे साथ, #1 podcaster, pioneer in
I
in
have
India.
done shit for exposure, and I have not gotten any exposure. I've gotten Tenga I've gotten, and I will, like, my dad was fucking paying for my fucking train pass because this office in Lower Parel decided we're paying her less than the fucking train pass of the month. Like, And then they would go for outings every Friday to a place where the stipend was less than my monthly salary, and I had to pay for myself.
So now you tell me, isn't that your villain origin story to making a lot of money? Today also you think of that train pass and when you buy your Bottega bag. You're like, मेरा मैं वहाँ से शुरू हुई थी and my train is moving forward.
But ठीक है, look, my dad, sucker, he had to pay for my train pass. What about the people who don't have houses in Bombay?
Yeah.
Like me, this with this accent, am I supposed to get the exposure? No. The people moving into the city who have to fucking stay in houses with one bathroom between 25 people. What about them? I'm a people. I'm with y'all.
I'm with you too. I'm just saying I'm not the one who makes the rules, nor am I the one paying your salary.
No,
All I'm saying is that the system is set up this way that for a little period of time in your life, you will have to do things for exposure, for the resume. And that you should also learn when that time needs to end and like humbly take
अपना
your
time
exit.
आएगा.
But this whole Gen Z attitude of being like, why should I care about your company when I want to build my own empire? That doesn't work unless you start swatching lipsticks.
Sushi. She's making a point.
I was making a very good point.
Sushi's like, fuck off, I'm Gen Alpha.
Yeah. So yeah, I think money for especially for women is such a messy topic because we've gone from emotional to numbers to facts to like mom I am a rich man to like now we'll come to mom I need a rich man. Do you need a rich man?
I do not like this whole, like, I get a man that provides for you, blah, 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 whatever. But in India, we have seen what it does, you know, when like a woman does not have financial support or like enough finances to leave. India has the lowest divorce rate. Is it because we're so happy? No, it's because women don't have financial independence. So why are we've not even fucking come forward in time. We're already reeling it back and then being like, oh, I just want a man, shake, shack, shock that will support me.
The
Like,
only carrots I want what is that fucking
24 carat. Like, y'all are assuming that men will love you through thick and thin.
They only
And-
love you through thin, and some of them love you when you're thick, but it doesn't work.
But only in the right places. As soon as you see cellulite, they're fucking out. And then what? Then you will be shick-shack shocked.
So in Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel's like prenup, he has to pay her $500,000 if he cheats. And I'm just thinking, you know, since we are all from the gig economy, I wonder if he operates in a way where he's like, "Chal, 2-3 concert kar leta hu." I gotta make that 500K, dude. Yeah. So I know there's women like me out there who have also thought that they need to be financially and life hyper independent. And I'm not saying that the opposite is that you need to look for a man and like burn your passport or something in the process. But I am saying that like both of you can be co-providers and work towards a life together where like both people are investing, both people are saving, use one income for saving, use one income for blowing up. Like,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I feel like, look, and as pessimistic as this sounds, have a backup plan. And money helps. 99% you need money to leave a shitty situation.
And also to like the girls in like who are in their early 20s, please prepare for growing old. Like ageism is a real thing. One day somebody else is going to be hot shit and you're going to have to figure out like an alternate career.
Dude, do you know those influencers that keep shouting their age in your face?
Yes, me.
No, the younger ones. And it's like, you know, that's the only thing you can't control, right? Like, you're going to be 26, 27 one day. Like,
Yeah.
stop saying, I'm only 19, I'm the baby of the group. Look at me, youngest influencer, youngest this. Like, relax.
If you're the baby in a group at 50, you're in a midlife crisis. Like, there's nothing cute about that.
Yeah. I feel like also 21-year-olds seem young, but at 22, Between a 22-year-old and a 28-year-old,
Hmm.
no one cares.
The only young people are the 32-year-old mamacitas who have no fucks to give. Just sipping seltzers
On a
on a
casual
weekday.
Tuesday
Yeah.
afternoon.
We have one at life, girls. We have one at life.
You too.
Can win at life.
Just save some money and don't do exploitative internships no matter how much Naina convinces you.
One last point
Bolo,
before we
bolo.
go. एक पॉइंट मेरे को वो ये बोलना था कि कभी कभार लाइफ में यू नीड टू spend the money for the experience,
Ooh.
and it might be a amount of money you're not comfortable with, but you will forever remember the experience. Like, what is the point of going to a Michelin star restaurant if you're a foodie and then like sharing a half plate? Go
Yeah.
there, like earn Justin Timberlake. Like, put your money together and just like maximize that experience, because you will remember it for the rest of your life.
Agreed. I do think like the money I've spent like climbing a volcano or like watching the Everest or something is
This
it wasn't that much money. It was like $50.
Yeah.
Relax.
Oh, okay. I thought you were being you actually climbed a volcano.
I did.
I
in
thought you were being
Bali.
sarcastic.
No,
Oh,
I
sorry.
climbed a volcano and I saw a sunrise, and it's one of the most beautiful
Oh my
sunrises I've ever
gosh.
seen.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were making fun
No.
of me.
No, I think I was cranky and sleepy because I woke up at 3 a.m. to climb this volcano. But I will never forget that. And I spent on fucking like clothes that are already tearing in the wash. So I feel like you should definitely do, like, if you can afford it, obviously, don't go into debt, please.
Yeah, because it's like, when you plan your when you plan your diets and when you plan your meals, you actually have a better shot at sticking to your diet than if you're like, I'm gonna starve myself, and then what do you end up doing? You end up binging,
Binging,
right? So you
yeah.
might as well like save up for a great experience than be like, no, I'm not gonna spend any money, and then one night you're sitting on your
The
laptop.
Zara app.
Yeah, and then you bought like a bunch of shit you don't need.
A
you're
white
never gonna
shirt
use.
that you had to change before sitting to film because it wasn't even flattering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too real. So, what have we learned today?
Sell gold.
Apart from that,
What have we learned today,
I
Nana?
don't actually know what we've learned
This
today.
podcast is not an educational podcast, is what we're learning today. But we have learned that Nana and I have fun fights. We don't hate each other because we're building an empire. And what else have we learned? Finance with Sharan is out. Finance with Moss G is in.
Okay, bye.
Bye.